False friends are so common across languages, and I'm sure you're very happy when you find a word in Italian that is so similar to your native language, until you find out that word means something completely different. These are called false friends, and this is exactly what we're going to talk about in today's video. Ciao a tutti, my name is Stefano and I am an Italian teacher. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss any future lessons. In today's video, we're going to talk about a very interesting topic: false friends. False friends are words that are very similar in the way they're spelled, but they mean something completely different across languages. Since I know Italian and English, in today's video we're going to look at some very common false friends with English. But maybe these words are kind of tricky also with other languages, so let me know if that's the case in the comments below. Let's start off with the first word: nervoso. Nervoso. Now, nervoso is an adjective, so you can find nervoso for masculine singular, nervosa for feminine singular, and then the plural versions, so nervosi and nervose. Of course, nervoso is very similar to nervous. And even though sometimes we can translate nervoso with nervous, it's not really the same idea, the same feeling, I would say. From what I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, nervous in English kind of gives the idea of a person being anxious, let's say. Now in Italian, although nervoso might kind of mean anxious, the main meaning of nervoso in Italian is someone tense and agitated. So for example, if you have a job interview in a few hours and you're very nervous about it because you don't know what to do, you don't know what they'll ask you. In Italian, you could use the expression avere l'ansia. So to be anxious, to have anxiety, that's the way we put it. So you could say, ho il colloquio tra un'ora e ho un'ansia pazzesca. Ho il colloquio tra un'ora e ho un'ansia pazzesca. So as you can see here, I'm using the indefinite article un in front of ansia to emphasize my anxiety. I'm very anxious about this, I'm very nervous. Now in Italian, we tend to use nervoso when we actually want to talk about us being tense and agitated and almost angry, I would say. For example, if you just got into a fight with your partner, you could say something like, no, sono troppo nervoso, ho litigato con quello. Now let's talk about another word: serio. Serio again is an adjective, and of course you may think that it means serious, and yes, but no. So for example, when you want to say something like, this is a serious problem, or we need to have a serious conversation about this, or please be serious, don't joke around, and something like that, then in that case we're gonna be using serio in Italian. But for example, if I say to you something like, sono una persona seria, sono una persona seria, what do you think I mean? Well, if I say sono una persona seria, I'm not saying that I'm not funny, that I don't like to joke or anything. It means that I am a person that you can trust, I'm trustworthy, and also that I'm professional. Many times we tend to use the words serio or seria when we are writing a curriculum, a CV in Italian, just because we want to show the people that are reading our CV that we are people that can be trusted. So that is the main definition of serio. When I say sono una persona seria, it's not a negative thing at all. You can still have fun with me, but at the same time, I am trustworthy and professional. Now, let's talk about argumento. Argumento. Of course, argumento is very close to the word argument, but it does not mean argument. Argumento means topic, subject. For example, I could say, qual è l'argomento della lezione di oggi? Qual è l'argomento della lezione di oggi? So now the question is, how do we say argument? Well, we say discussione. Discussione. And now discussione is also a kind of false friend, but not really. Well, this is because if argument is discussione, then what's gonna be discussion? Well, good news for you, it is still discussione. So discussione can be a fight, can be an argument with someone, but it can also be a peaceful exchange of opinions. For example, ho avuto una discussione pesante con mia moglie. Ho avuto una discussione pesante con mia moglie. But also, oggi in classe abbiamo fatto una discussione interessante sul riscaldamento globale. Oggi in classe abbiamo fatto una discussione interessante sul riscaldamento globale. So as you can see, I can use discussione both for discussion, but also for an argument, a disagreement. Now let's talk about the word educato. That doesn't mean educated. Educato again is an adjective and it means polite. This is because the adjective educato comes from the noun educazione, and educazione means upbringing. So I'm not talking about education in the sense of like school or university, but just our upbringing, what our parents have taught us. So educato means polite, well-mannered. So again, how would we say educated? Well, we need to use the adjective istruito. Istruito, that comes from the noun istruzione. Istruzione, that indeed means education. Now let's talk about the word eventualmente. Eventualmente. Let me tell you that I got this word wrong in English all the time. Well, because I thought that eventualmente meant eventually. But no, I found out that it doesn't. For example, la mattina sono impegnato, eventualmente ci vediamo nel pomeriggio. La mattina sono impegnato, eventualmente ci vediamo nel pomeriggio. So here I'm saying that since I'm busy in the morning, probably we could meet in the afternoon. So as you can see here, I'm not saying eventually we can meet in the afternoon, but probably we can meet in the afternoon, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, maybe, forse. So, eventualmente ci vediamo nel pomeriggio. Forse, non lo so, possibly, potentially. So the question is, how do we say eventually? Well, eventually in Italian is just alla fine. Alla fine. So how would we say something like, he eventually decided to buy the red car? Well, we would say, alla fine ha deciso di comprare la macchina rossa. Alla fine ha deciso di comprare la macchina rossa. Now let's talk about the word finalmente, or I should say, finalmente. The reason why I look so annoyed when I'm saying this is because that's what finalmente means. So you might think that finalmente means finally, in the end, but it doesn't. Finalmente is not related to the end of something. It doesn't mean at the end. Finalmente is just a way that we have in Italian to say that finally something happened. It was about time. For example, oh my god, you finally arrived. Like, it's about time you arrived. It's like you're 2 hours late. That's what finalmente means in Italian. You cannot use it to just say at the end of something. For example, finalmente sei arrivato, ti aspettavamo da 2 ore. Finalmente sei arrivato, ti aspettavamo da 2 ore. And what about annoiato? Does annoiato mean annoyed? Of course not. Annoiato means bored because it comes from the word noia, that means boredom. So, for example, sono annoiato, non so cosa fare. Sono annoiato, non so cosa fare. Now, the thing is that in Italian, when we want to say that we are bored, I am bored, we tend not to use sono annoiato. I don't know why, but we prefer to use the verb annoiarsi. Annoiarsi. Annoiarsi just means to be bored. So instead of saying sono annoiato, we would say mi annoio, non so cosa fare. They're pretty much the same thing, but we do have a preference and we use mi annoio more. And then the last false friend of today, sensibile. Sensibile. Now this is mind-blowing because sensibile looks like sensible. It's like one letter difference. But no, sensibile does not mean sensible. Sensibile means sensitive. For example, Stefano è un ragazzo sensibile. Piange ogni volta che guarda Titanic. Stefano è un ragazzo sensibile. Piange ogni volta che guarda Titanic. So how do we say sensible? Well, we say ragionevole. Ragionevole. And honestly, that makes sense because sensible in English is a synonym of reasonable. And of course, reasonable in Italian is ragionevole. Ragionevole. Alright, well, I hope that this video helped, because these words are very tricky. Now, if this video helped you and you want to support my channel, don't forget to press the like button. That's gonna help me a lot. And also, if you don't want to miss any future video or vlog around Italy, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified every single time I upload a new video. And also, if you don't want to miss any update and you want to be exposed to more Italian daily, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Teacher Stefano. I'm sure you'll love it. We're done for today's video and I'll see you in the next lesson. Ci vediamo nella prossima lezione. Ciao!